G'day folks, welcome back to the channel for the new episode 26 of our Dual-wield Dervish playthrough. There's good news, there's bad news, there's more good news, and then there's more bad news. So the good news is you're not crazy. The previously uploaded episode did indeed have no sound. The VODs I have on my PC do have sound, but for whatever reason it's not uploading correctly. I'm just going to put it down to user error. It's probably something I'm doing. I'm pretty sure YouTube just works, so it's almost certainly an issue on my end. Bad news, I've re-uploaded them twice, and neither of the re-uploads have sound, so after 2 attempts, I'm going to be giving up on those 2 episodes. More good news, going forward, I'm just going to make save spots, so if this happens again, I will be able to just go back to the start of the previous videos and re-record. The bad news for that is that there's no longer a point to playing on hardcore. If you're gonna have artificially created save points on a hardcore character, then you're not playing hardcore. It's effectively a softcore character at that point. That said, for the purposes of making content for the channel, I can't afford to just have episodes go missing like this. So this will be the last time this happens. Every episode will have a save point in between, so I can go back and re-record if needed. But as I said, it does make hardcore kind of pointless. And I didn't have any till now, so unfortunately the 2 episodes I've recorded previously are effectively gone. If people are interested, I can upload the no sound versions again. I assume they will have no sound the 3rd time as well, but yeah. I will give you a quick overview of what happened in those 2 episodes. Basically, we started at Barrowhome, we went through the Rift to Lone Watch, and basically completed the expansion. I gained, I think, 2 levels, which I placed points into Shadow Dance, because I was noticing huge spikes in my health, like going from full to about 60% or so in one hit, and I wanted to reduce that, so I think we went from 10% chance to avoid attacks to 19% chance to avoid attacks, and I will probably take points out of that at some point, but for now they're going to stay. What else did we do? I think that was it. I don't think there was any gear upgrades. I'm pretty sure gear has just stayed the same, since almost everything we're using is an MI, and these blues and purples haven't changed. So unfortunately, that's where we're up to. I've already been through the entire expansion. I've killed Theoden. The only thing I had left to do was the Black Iron Docks, so I'm going to go do that now. This is a fresh start, I guess, where everything is respawned, so unfortunately we're going to have to go clear it all out again. But yeah, it's quite disappointing, and I'm sorry you guys miss out on 2 episodes. Fortunately, not much changed, but yeah, it's definitely not good. Like I said, though, this won't happen again. Just thinking about it, does it even make sense to play hardcore anymore? Because if you're making save points, it just feels like cheating. Maybe the next character will just be made in softcore and we'll see what the differences are. I don't actually know what happens when you die in this game. Do you just respawn back in town? Like, is there a message? Is there a way to see how many times your character has died? It's probably on the character sheet somewhere. Anyway, so the first time through this section, you were looking for the lost arcane goodies and the lost weapons cache, I think it's called, and you're looking for people to rescue as well. And obviously, I did all that, but I think it's the weapons are just here on this corner, and the arcane stuff is further in. It's weapons here, or maybe arcane here and weapons further in, but this is one of the caches you're sent to retrieve. How did we go on faction rep, actually, now that I think about it? We did get to Honored, and I failed to get the merit for that. So actually we're gonna kill these, and then I'm gonna go get that merit, because I do want to get to revered before I push into ultimate. The XP pots are really good. So where are we? I also like to buy those every time I'm in town. Alright, so we're gonna get the writ, which I should have had previously, but apparently I was making a lot of mistakes that day. Actually, not so much. I honestly, I have no idea what's going on with the audio there. Like I said, the recording I have has audio. I wonder if I can just make a recording of the recording. I don't know. Like I said, it's almost certainly something I've done wrong. YouTube works for millions of people. I doubt very much there's an issue that only I'm having. But anyway, can't be fixed, unfortunately. We either have videos with no sound, or we skip 2 videos, and I think for ease of watching, it's probably best to just skip those 2 and make sure it doesn't happen again. So anyway, we're heading to the Black Iron Docks. There's a fight there, which is basically just defeat waves. We're gonna go do that. This little corner here, when you come up to it, do be careful, because if the Flesh Weaver is here and you also have the extra spawns, I assume extra spawns for the is it the magical ones here? Whichever ones are here. I'm pretty sure there's either extra spawns here, or potentially it just has a lot here anyway. But this place gets crazy when the Flesh Weaver is there as well. So the Black Iron Docks is over here. We're going to go around the top and hopefully find the Flesh Weaver and kill him again, because I like loot. Okay, free dynamite. This was the other place where the Flesh Weaver could spawn. So there's probably a place that I'm not aware of, and I've just never noticed before because I've never been trying to point him out. I don't happen to have the Grimtools map active at the moment, so I can't check, but there has to be another place. Alright, so coming into the Black Iron Docks area, this section is actually a little bit dicey in terms of the waves do a lot of damage. And there's a lot of hero mobs all at the same time, so if you happen to get an arcane, it's probably bad news. But we'll just keep an eye out, try and kill any arcane monsters quickly, and it should be okay. Just make sure to use Ascension whenever you can. Alright, here we go. Let's turn the loot off. There's a lot of waves here and a lot of elites or heroes, and so the loot is going to pile up very quickly. It's going to get a little bit hectic as well. The Ethereal Colossus here is not a major issue, but the Ethereal Titans just take forever to kill. These guys. Massive bullet sponges. Alright, here we go on the actual waves. I think there's one more wave after this with multiple heroes at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Here we go, this one's arcane. Try and take him out quickly. The major issue with arcane mobs on a melee hero, so if you're playing any kind of melee character really, you can't dodge their attacks. You either kill them before it goes off or it hits you. Or you can disengage and try and sort of wait for them to throw it at you and then go back in. Mythical Venomancer's Raiment. We'll probably end up wearing this for a little while. The armor increase is nice but not amazing. That that aura is actually just flat acid damage. Okay. Yeah, so that is a pretty big upgrade. With it being a caster chest, though, the armor is not very good. And also, I just noticed the spirit requirement on that is kind of crazy. So probably we're actually not going to use that. I don't think I want to spend the stat points for... Yeah, so I would get 9 spirit per point. And I need 130, so I would have to save every point and spend it all in spirit to use that. So I don't think it's worth it. So almost certainly not going to use that.
Was the mission a success?
Okay, so we've done the docks. I'll deal with the council as well. We'll go do the council, and then I might have to call that an episode here. Just a little short one to kind of explain what was going on and show the end of Elite. Is quite unfortunate. What's happened? I really, I did know about the ability to make kind of save points for a hardcore character before this, but to me it always felt like cheating, so I didn't want to do it. But if we're gonna actually have a playthrough, I need the ability to roll back if I have to, and unfortunately it just means that we're gonna be feeling a little bit cheaty, which I'm not happy about, but it is what it is. And I think it's probably better to have the ability to do it and use the ability rather than, you know, if there's an error, we just lose huge amounts of content, because those videos were probably an hour or so of content that's just gone. Alright, so we'll go kill the council. We do need the reputation, and I will probably do some bounties off camera. And just get up to Revered and buy some XP potions. I don't think any of the gear from the Malmo Resistance is, I guess we'll say, relevant for this build. Some of it's probably minor upgrades. I'll have a look, but I don't expect I'll be using any of it. Alright. So the council at the end has... what would you even call it? So when you start beating them down, they'll put up these little crystals that swirl around them, and they really reduce the amount of damage you can do to them. And usually it's a little bit scary at that point, because a lot of builds you're going to be playing are relying on life leech or life steal in order to stay alive, and their damage is, it's nothing to scoff at. And then, because they reduce the amount of damage you can do to them, they also reduce the amount of healing you can do based on hitting them. So we may have to disengage and run around for a bit while those crystals are active. We'll see how it goes. I do want to check the mutator before I go in there as well. Otherwise we might end up dying to something that I should have looked at. I should be looking at the mutator instead of fighting these packs too. So with that icon, it's got to be like attack speed or something. Okay, so they deal reduced damage, but they cast faster and more often. Okay, I think I can deal with that. So these monsters here, you don't actually have to kill these, you can just basically walk through this place. With wanting to get the reputation though, I am going to kill a few extra things. Just for, I mean, every one of these I kill is +1 reputation, so when there's large packs like this, they do add up. Alright, here's the council. So we'll go beat them down a bit, and we're looking out for the crystals. Also trying to remember that I am standing in goop. There's the crystals. And I think it might be time to get out of that goop. Yeah, time to go. Okay, that was actually considerably easier than I expected. Which I guess is not a bad thing. Okay, council report. And I don't think there's a huge amount of loot for this by the looks. The councilmen were broke. Yeah, but as you can see, these things have vastly increased damage reduction from those crystals. Alright, so we are done in here, and we'll go talk to Corinia, assuming I can click on the door. And that'll be it for Elite, I guess. I don't think there's another quest after that. I'm pretty sure Honored is the last quest you get. So I could go back to normal and do that quest as well, and I would probably still get the same amount of reputation. That belt is actually good, question mark? Looks like a retaliation belt. 50% chance of fines when you hit. What is our belt? I think it's just literally +1 to Nightblade skills and some resistances, yeah. So we definitely could use this belt. It's a little bit of a downgrade in terms of armor, but 3 points is, you know, no big deal. Does have poison acid resistance, max poison acid resistance. I don't think we can use it though. The proc is really nice, but missing +1 to all Nightblade skills is too big. So we've got 2 ostensibly poison items, although this one I don't think is actually a poison item. I think it's actually a bleeding item. And we're not going to use either of them. Mythical Vilescorn though, that one I'm definitely going to use. So I'm not so much fussed about the acid damage and poison damage percent on those. Mostly what I'm interested in is the Aether and Chaos res, and more importantly, the huge amount of armor on it. We will definitely be losing damage by putting this on, because we would be losing the +2 to the 2 Nidala's skills, we'd be losing the poison retaliation and the proc when hit, and we do get hit. But I think the armor on them is too good to pass up, so definitely hang on to those. Hopefully not forget them, and then sell them when we get to 100. Right, so we're going to sell all that. We're going to buy that back so we can blow it up later. Keep that to blow up. And actually we have a inventor here, so let's dismantle some of this stuff. So 5 scrap, 3 scrap and a blood. This Fist of the Venom Blade, with it being the level 75, is it? Set? Yeah, 75. And having such a low damage amount. I mean, this is a level 75 weapon, and it's considerably weaker for this build than the level 70 MIs we're using. So we're going to blow that up as well. What else we got? We got less dynamite than I would like to have. Old Venomancer's Raiment. Okay. We're going to keep that one. Guess we already had that one. Okay, so I've had 2 of those. And I'm just going to go through all of my dynamite, and that'll be it. So I need to go farm some more dynamite. As I said, I'm going to do some more bounties. Where are we? Malmo resistance. 5,700 rep. I believe you get about 700 reputation per bounty. There's usually one for crafting an item and just turning it in, if I can get that one. then I'll do that. Okay, Ethereal Missive. This is a really, really bad bounty. But I do have an Ethereal Missive, so we'll do that. Okay, so 375 Malmo resistance. I thought it was 750. Okay, so I'm going to have to do several bounties to get the reputation I need. But I will, when I come back, have reached Revered with the Malmo resistance. And the reason I want to do that before I go into Ultimate is basically these. The Potion of Clarity is double XP for, what's that, 50 minutes, an hour, something like that. And it's really good for turning in quests and getting huge amounts of XP from it. Also, these augments are pretty good. So, Pierce and Aether, and Vitality and Bleeding. Between these two, you cover all of these. So these four. 3 on the bottom and Piercing. We are using Mankind's Vigil at the moment because we need it, effectively. We're going to go into Ultimate. The Bleeding and Vitality will take a 25% penalty on, but it's the Aether and Chaos that I'm actually worried about. Even with Mankind's Vigil on, I think, all bar the shoulders. I know we've got a Kingsguard there as well. We can definitely swap those, but we will only just be capped on Aether with our current setup, so I will be swapping those out. Although having said that, we're going to need Pierce and Poison when we take these boots off. So that one will still be overcapped. That one will just be over. And we will get some Aether and Chaos Res from these boots, so maybe it's not such a big deal. But it's nice to have these as an option. When you start putting purple gear on and blue gear on, you get much reduced resistances compared to decent MIs. Does this one have 15% to PS and Chaos, as opposed to this one, 21% LE, Fire and Lightning. I mean, this one definitely could be a lot better. The percent Fire and percent Lightning on that, I basically don't consider to be on there. Regardless, it's good to have. For the actual items, I don't think they have a poison set, poison acid set, so that's actually a good point. We can use this filter. So actually they do have a poison acid set, but level 90, tainted, okay. Let's have a look at that then. For level 90, it's a caster set. Nah, it's not worth it. Anyway, I'm going to call this the end of the episode. My apologies again for those 2 missing episodes. I'm going to say it's entirely my fault, but unfortunately I can't get them back. So I'm going to go make a copy of the save file so I don't have to worry about that anymore. And yeah, kind of kills the purpose of hardcore, but it is what it is. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.